Hey, it's Valerie here. Greetings. Lovely to be with you this afternoon. I think it's almost lunchtime. Rewards mean different things to different people. When I present on workplace relations and well-being in the workplace, when we come to the topic of reward, it's a really interesting one to talk about. So when we are looking at making or negotiating our workplace so that we do well and we thrive in our workplace, there are six different dimensions that we look at, and one of them is reward. For some of us, reward means a monetary reward. It actually means looking at the amount of work that we're doing, perhaps the amount that we are putting in, the hours invested, looking at the degree of knowledge that is required, training that has been put into it, perhaps an element of risk involved in the workplace. And we look at it from a monetary perspective and ask ourselves, for the amount that I'm putting in or for the amount that I've invested in, is what I'm getting back from a monetary perspective really worth it? For some of us, that is not a motivating driver. If we have the monetary value from our work that provides us with what we need to pay the bills, to put food on the table, tuck away a little bit for retirement, and pay the mortgage, we're fairly happy with that, and we don't really invest a great deal of thinking into reward for monetary sakes. Which then brings the question of, if that's not a motivating driver, or if you're a leader or a boss or in an organization that has limited funding resources and you really can't walk in and ask for more money, how do we actually feel rewarded in our workplace? And that's where I've got this idea for my life today, which is reward means different things for different people. For some people, it's the ability to get acknowledgement that their contribution has made a difference, that their contribution has provided others with has made a difference, that their acknowledgement for their competence and their contribution, their acknowledgement for their role, for the pivotal place that they have played. For some, it's also appreciation, particularly in this environment where we've all had to really make changes and adapt and be flexible. Many of us have had to make sacrifices as well. For some of us, it's appreciation that what we've contributed has been really meaningful and has been seen to have come from a space of giving and sacrifice and serving. For some of us, the reward comes from the dialogue and the interactions we have with our team members, feeling like we're part of a community, feeling like we have synergy, feeling that we're moving in the same direction, that we're belonging to a community. Some of us, it's alignment to vision, that we get a deep sense of reward and satisfaction when the work that we're doing is aligned to a greater sense of purpose. So particularly during this environment, it's not a bad time to check in with our teammates, and if you're a leader, to check in with the people who you're leading. How much has your role gone out of shape that you no longer feel an intrinsic reward from the work that you're doing? Maybe we've had to do a lot more administrative functions, a lot more media functions, a lot more editing functions, and perhaps some of that has pushed our role further and further away from our alignment with the work that we're doing to be intrinsically rewarding. For some of us, the reward comes from playing a part, or having a particular role in our team, or being community facing, service facing, which is a real issue for us at the moment. For some of us, where we're not able to interact with the public, we're not able to have face to face, and that reward center may be really stripped away. So the reason why I bring up reward into the frame at the moment is we're several weeks into COVID, several weeks into pulling all the resources together to make it happen. And it may seem like a really thankless, really sparse way to do work, and without the reward and the recognition. And we may actually feel guilty to think that, hey, I need to feel like there's some reward or recognition that's come from that. Well, can I suggest that that's just a normal part of having a healthy relationship with our work? We are by nature creatures who are goal directed and also outcome driven. So we want some feedback to know that what we're doing actually matters and is producing some kind of fruit. And we actually need to get that feedback and the reward coming back at us. Be aware that it'll mean different things for different people. And during the last months, you may have started to dip low in your reward tank. What is it that's low right now? Where is it? And if you lead a team, be sure to ask each one of your team members how they're going, how are they feeling in terms of feeling like their role is still relevant, still current. What are their needs? How are they and then actually reward those things that you can see and articulate as being things you can appreciate, acknowledge, congratulate, provide feedback in terms of value, performance, achievement, contribution, belonging, service, even if we're not able to provide that monetary reward. Okay, take care.